Who won E3 2019? Well, we have the data, and the data doesn't lie. At least that's according to James Matone, the author of this article from thinknum.com, which we're going to be examining as we look at the pre-order figures for Final Fantasy VII Remake as they compare against Cyberpunk 2077. Two of the hugest games coming out of the E3 conference this year, and perhaps the two games that people are most excited for. And in particular, this video is really just for fun, although I'm a little bit more partial towards the Final Fantasy franchise and thus am more hyped myself for the remake of 7. I'm still very much liking what I'm seeing with Cyberpunk 2077, and I hope both games are fantastic, both games satisfy the fans, and I hope that both, in that context, are going to be super successful. But let's get down to the nitty gritty of it, and some of these numbers, some of these figures are actually quite surprising. So I'll leave a link to this article in the video description. We're just going to be focusing mostly on the data itself today. And first of all, we're going to be looking at GameStop. So as we get into our GameStop list, notice how Cyberpunk 2077 takes the first and third spot of the popular pre-orders at the moment. And this is the collector's edition. Number 1 spot is for PS4, and the number 3 spot is for Xbox One. And then right down the bottom of the list as well, we have the standard edition for Cyberpunk 2077. The interesting thing, or one of the interesting things, is that it's actually overtaken the PlayStation Store gift cards. And these things are super popular. They sell like hotcakes. And it's not an easy thing to do to actually overtake these. And even though the $10 gift card has crept in between two of them, the fact that that is only at number 2 behind Cyberpunk 2077 is an impressive feat for the game indeed. Now, in terms of GameStop, the Final Fantasy VII Remake also makes the list, but quite a few places under, right down here with the Deluxe Edition. Now, of course, the remake for Final Fantasy VII is at least initially a PS4 exclusive, so it's only going to appear in each list once for each edition. Although that said, only the Deluxe Edition makes its presence here in the GameStop list. If you go all the way through, you'll see that the Standard Edition doesn't show at all. So as I say, the GameStop customer base seems definitely more inclined towards the Cyberpunk 2077 game as it does to Final Fantasy VII. I'm not sure why that is, especially when we contrast this with the Amazon list in a few moments, but that is the data for us. Poor Microsoft, just as a worthy mention here, with the Gears 5 Ultimate Edition, right down the bottom of the list here. In fact, only the Ultimate Edition makes its appearance, the Standard Edition does not. And of course there are some other mentions as well. Fire Emblem in particular makes this list as well. Okay, so if we scroll down now to the Amazon list, bearing in mind that Cyberpunk is number 1 and 3 here, strangely, we can't see it in this list, like, at all. At least not until we get down to the bottom. So for our Amazon customer base, Cyberpunk 2077 is just nowhere near as exciting, it seems, as the Final Fantasy VII Remake, which in this case does take the number 1 spot with the Deluxe Edition. And likewise with the previous list, it also overtakes the gift cards, which again is an impressive feat indeed. So the other thing is about the Amazon list, I'm not sure why, but the Final Fantasy VII Remake Standard Edition does not appear in the list at all from what I can see. And it's definitely for sale on Amazon, so it seems that the Final Fantasy fans are definitely more supportive of Square in terms of the fact that they do want that Deluxe Edition and are willing to spend quite a substantial amount more money in order to get it. Now, in terms of Cyberpunk 2077, I think it's super interesting that, first of all, the Xbox One version doesn't even make an appearance here. And second of all, even the PlayStation 4 version is extremely far down. Heck, the PlayStation Classic is selling more than the Cyberpunk 2077 pre-order. And then even God of War, which is, over a year old now, has made a higher part of the list. And even Marvel's Spider-Man. So these are great games, don't get me wrong. But you'd think the excitement would be all over Cyberpunk. But apparently not for Amazon customers. The other thing to note, though, is that this data was collated 2 days ago, as of the 17th of June, which means that pre-orders for both of these games had not been live for very long indeed. So these figures could change quite dramatically over the coming days, weeks, and of course the coming months. So the question I have for you guys is, which game are you more excited for out of Cyberpunk 2077 and the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and have you pre-ordered either one of those or both of those? As I said at the start, for me, I'm more inclined towards the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm super hyped for it, mainly because I'm a Final Fantasy VII fan. I love that game, and I'm starting to get really excited about what I'm seeing with the remake. That said, I will no doubt be playing Cyberpunk 2077 also, though if I'm honest, I have yet to pre-order either of them, but I will be doing so in due course. But please do share your thoughts in the comments as to which you would prefer to play, and also whether you will be pre-ordering either or both. But thanks for stopping by for the video today, guys, and for more on the Final Fantasy VII Remake in particular, please make sure to stay subscribed to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Well folks, thanks so much for stopping by the video today. Now perhaps I might be able to persuade you to come and join us over in the FuzzfingerGaming Discord channel. It's a great place where we can continue on with the conversation, and I'll leave a link to it down in the video description. Until next time guys, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.